Hey everybody, it's Fire31 here. Welcome back to more Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we woke up in our house and explored the Kokiri Forest a tiny bit to get some money and get a sword and get a shield. And came to go see the Great Deku Tree after it summoned us. And it's evidently cursed and we need to enter into the Great Deku Tree to face it. So let's have courage and go in. Inside the Deku Tree. Listen to that music. So ambient. So Deku Baba. Hit it when it lunges at you and it will stand upright. Cut it quickly to get a Deku stick. Yeah, so unlike the withered ones outside, this one is very much fully intact. So you can actually block him with your shield if you want, if I get close enough. And he'll kind of bounce off of it, but what you really want him to do is miss, so you can hit him with your sword. He'll basically turn into a withered Deku Baba, because he'll go upright like that, and then you can slash him again. But if you don't stun him, if you will, then he will just be able to hit you. You got a Deku Nut on the select time subscreen. Yeah, we don't need that. Set to scene, try throwing it. It will flash and stun the enemy. Yeah. Let's go ahead and put that on C down, I guess. So now when we're fighting this guy, what we're gonna do is you can throw it and it'll stun, which is a lot of fun. It's pretty useful. It's not like required, if you will, necessarily for almost anything, but nice to know about and utilize accordingly. Look at this wall. The vines growing on give it a rough surface. Maybe you can climb it, Link. Yeah, so whenever you see this texture, it's supposed to be vines, which you can climb. But there's also this ladder over here, which is way more obvious, so let's climb the ladder. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, fine, let's climb the vines. The vines and the ladder kind of lead to the same place. You're gonna get to over here, obviously. What I want to look at is there's this recovery heart right here. And if you try to get it, you will land on this very bouncy web. No, I wanted to do see up. Look, Link. You can see down below this web, you can see up. Well, maybe if I didn't have this Deku stick in my way, I could. Yeah, so you can actually kind of look down and see there's something under here. But the question is, how do you get under there, huh? It's a mystery to everyone. Not a secret, a mystery. There's a difference. Let's open the large chest. You found the dungeon map! Press start to get into the subscreens and look at the map subscreen. Blue chambers are places you have already visited. Your current location is the flashing room. Press up and down to select a floor to view. Yeah, so now we have a map in the bottom right corner. And on top of that, our map subscreen actually will display a map of the dungeon that we're in, which is pretty neat. As it said, the flashing room is the one you're in, contrary to the actual map of Hyrule, which is funny. You can see that you have the dungeon map by looking at the little boxes over here. The bottom one's the dungeon map. If it's not filled in with the map, then you don't have the map, obviously. Even though it's very easy to tell otherwise. This is kind of just like one big floor, as you can see, so it's one big room that spans multiple floors, what I actually meant to say. But we'll get back to that later. So we got these things. Skull Waltula. You really have to put the wall in there. Be careful not to touch it. I am not going to call it a Skullwalchula. I'll just call it a Skulltula. Thank you very much. This is a Skulltula, and it's kind of annoying because of how it's placed. It blocks you from climbing the vines, at least effectively. You can still do it, kind of, if you're like goated with the sauce, but let's go over here instead. You can open a door by standing in front of it and pressing A. Pay attention to what the action icon says. That's the blue icon at the top of the screen. You have to forgive the game, okay? This is the first time that we had a 3D action-adventure game that had to explain everything because it was all new. So we have this thing here. Deku Scrub. It will hide in the grass if you get close to it. Bounce the nuts it spits back at it. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to shield while you're locked onto it, and it'll reflect the nut back at it that shoots out. And then it will run away and then eventually go back to its spots. But if you Z-target it when you get close enough, or if you hold Z-target the whole time and you just walk close enough. Ow, ow, ow! Forgive me, master. If I give you a clue, will you let me go? When you jump off a high cliff, if you hold forward, you will roll on the ground when you land and won't get hurt from the fall. I can't guarantee it will work though, if the cliff is really, really high. Hehe. Well, try it if you're feeling bold. Wahaha! Yeah, so if you're jumping off a cliff, generally speaking, if you're holding forward to roll, you will roll and you will not take any damage, but if you just like land, you'll take like half a heart to a heart or something. Not too bad though. And I think you need to do that, right? Because the door is locked. Like, you have to get this information if you want to proceed. What was Navi just looking at? Excuse you? Jump on this platform. Oh, and it disintegrated. So now we can't get back. Oh, woe is us. Look at this. There's this climbable wall here that you might have missed with a chest. It's got a recovery heart in it. How cute. But obviously there's a big chest we gotta open. You found the fairy slingshot. On the select item subscreen, you can set it to C left, C down, or C right. Press C to take it out, and hold it. As you hold C, you can aim with stick. Release C to unleash a Deku Seed. If you want to shoot right away, when you first press C, hold down C a little longer to get a seed ready. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take this bad boy out. Alright, now Navi is very insistent about this ladder that we can see up there. And actually to get out, what you're supposed to do is take out your new slingshot and either target it and press your button to shoot the ladder down, however that works. Or if you're not targeting, you can actually go into first person and kind of aim manually, which is something else. I'll give it that. It's kind of hard and annoying to cancel something like this, because if you're holding down because you already have the seed ready and you try to return, it will just go back into it right away. But if you use your sword instead, because it switches off the item, you don't have that problem. If you want to try to conserve your bullet, sometimes it's not always possible to use your sword, and that's kind of annoying. But honestly, you don't need to like play it like an RPG where you're like, let me save all of my items and never use them. So don't feel bad about wasting a single Deku Seed. Like, it's nothing in the world. You got Deku Seeds. These are small hard seeds that you can use as bullets for your slingshot. And we can carry 30 total. Whenever a number up there turns green, that means that you're at the limit for how many you can carry. And when you pull up your slingshot, if you aren't holding it when you pull it up, then you won't ready a seed right away, and instead it'll just like have it out. And then you can either press C to just shoot, or you can press and hold so that you're, you know, I prefer to hold it to like have it ready. I don't know why, because it doesn't really matter. I think it takes about the same amount of time. But if you're holding it like that, you have to release to shoot instead of just being able to press it, because obviously you're already pressing it. But now that we have a ranged weapon, we can kind of come back to this room with the skull vultulas. Sometimes I'm like, well, why does this game have such weird names? But at the same time, I kind of love the weird names. I don't know why I jumped off. I'm gonna use the excuse that I literally have never used an N64 controller in my life, so I have to get used to the controller. That's totally why I'm bad right now. We also have this one up here that we actually can't Z-target as easily. You kind of have to look up at it with C up. And then you can Z-target it. But, let's go ahead and climb up here. And climbing in this game is a little bit weird. If you try to like go right off of the vines, Link will drop like a stone. You have like no midair mobility at all. So be careful about that. And similarly, if you have like gaps within the climbing surface, if you're like on the edge of it, it will kind of be weird and tend to want to make you drop off of it. So if you're having problems climbing, it's probably just the position you have. You may want to change your position a little bit. Big Skulltula. Its soft belly is its weak point. Yeah, so the deal with these guys is that they just do that infinitely, where they turn back and forth like that. What you should do is wait for it to turn around and then jump slash with A. Oh, well, there goes the seeds. And all of the openings in the wall actually have one. You can also stun it with the Deku Seed, or the Deku Nut, so that you can have an easier time hitting the jump slash. If you try to hit them on their front, they will block with their big skull, so there's that. And you see another recovery heart. Where did we see one earlier? First puzzle done. There we go. I was like, is it gonna attack me? Something that the game doesn't teach you is you can actually do a spin attack by spinning your control stick like that. Very very nice to know. This room is interesting, isn't it? There is a door behind this wall, but there's a web in front of it, so we can't get to it. However, this water isn't completely like deep to the point where you start swimming, and so you can actually jump up this ledge. And we have this Skulltula on the wall over here that Navi won't target. Navi doesn't target these for some reason, and it's kind of annoying. But we have a slingshot. Yeah. Yeah, I missed. You can actually get to this this token here. You destroyed a gold Skulltula. You got a token proving you destroyed it. Yay! Yeah, so gold Skulltulas. So that's what that was. That was a gold Skulltula. They actually get tallied here on your quest status screen. That's what the little symbol on the left is with the number 1 next to it. They're essentially just a fancy collectible that you want to try to collect if you can. Now, right here, these vines also have a gold sculpture on it. I was not fully prepared for that. Oh, I fell off again. I swear I don't fall off often, just when I'm recording. There we go. Now we can climb up to it. You destroyed a gold sculpture. You got a token proving you destroyed it. Yeah. I won't read it every time. Sometimes there's some habitual actions happening. So if you ever wonder what these vines are for, they're literally just so you can get back up so that you're not stuck down there. And actually, I want to go back all the way up to the top floor because there was a room up there that you may or may not have noticed that I didn't go into. Oh, I have to kill you guys again. Well, I have to kill at least 2 of you if I want to have an easy time. Oh my god, Navi didn't lock on. Or Navi sucks. That's the other option. I'll do it myself. I'm too used to the gold sculptures now. It's like, it's gonna take 2 hits. But the Skull Waltula is kind of a virgin compared to the Chad gold sculpture. Alright, now we're back up here. Like I said, there is a room. And you might have been like, what is in this room? Well, there's a big chest over there. There's also a Skull Waltula. And there's a torch. And there's another torch. Well, first of all... Oh, this one's low enough to the ground where they can slash at it. Yes, yes, yes. And what is in small chest number 1? A recovery heart. Wow. I've always wanted that. I'll take the dig nuts. Thank you very much. Now, you might be like, what's up with this torch? Well, you can actually take out a Deku stick, light it on fire, and do that. This will open the door back up so you can get out, which is kind of nice. But let's go ahead and, oh my god. Completely fail at jumping across these platforms. I'm not even gonna bother with the side platform. I don't know why I did to begin with. You can just jump across to this one. You found the compass! Now you can see the locations of many hidden things in the dungeon. Yes. So, now we have another thing on our map screen, the compass. The compass is very useful. It shows you where the boss is. That's what the skull icon is right there. It shows you what floor it's on, and it shows you kind of the location that's at. So, that's pretty cool. It also shows you things like treasure chests that you have yet to collect. Very nice. And, yeah, the blue rooms are the rooms that we've explored. So we explored everything except for the basement floors, obviously, because we kind of climbed back up here. But that's all that was in this room. It was really just the compass. Did I forget about it? No answer. I would prefer that remain undisclosed. Alright, jump down. Again. Oh, I forget that whenever you take out your sword, Link does like some level of backwards movement, which makes things kind of annoying. All right, let's actually solve the puzzle that's down here. So, switch here, obviously. Switch, activate the torch, which burned the web. This is the treasure chest on the screen there. Recovery heart, your life energy is recovered. Something else that the compass does, you can see on the bottom right, that shows where you've entered the room from. So just like the overworld map, you can see that sort of detail, which is nice. So obviously, right, there is a cobweb over there. We just saw the torch burn the cobweb, so we can take our handy-dandy Deku Stick trick to, you know, light the torch, or light the cobweb. But if you get into the water, your Deku Stick gets not on fire anymore. However, we established you can walk in the shallow part right here, so you can actually use that to get over here instead. And your stick will burn away if you take too long, or if you are kind of done with what you're doing. I think it's a variable. It's not always the same amount of time. But regardless, let's go through the door. Another one of these guys. Please forgive me, Master. I'll never do it again. If you spare me, I'll teach you something cool. You will never beat my brothers up ahead unless you punish them in the proper order. The order is 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. Do you think I'm a traitor? Alright guys, remember that. 2, 3, 1. You might want to get out a pencil and paper to write. After all, it's 1998. There's no iPhone Notes app. So this room might be a little bit confusing, but you can see there's this eye above the door, and if we shoot it with our Deku Seed, turns out it's actually a switch, and you can open the door with it. So after you get into the water, if you hold down A, you can dive. I bet there are some interesting things underwater. I also bet there are some interesting things underwater. Like that switch over there, for example. So yeah, you can swim in this game. If you press B while you're swimming, you can kind of, sort of swim faster. I don't think I've ever truly tested to see if it truly swims faster or not. It sounds like it, but I don't know. You can also dive like the game told you. You get a 3-second dive, and that's it. And 3 seconds seem like they go by really fast. So that switch, it lowered the water enough to where we can just go under this without any issue. Very nice. Oh my god. Navi, please. Stand next to this block and grab hold of A. While holding A, you can push or pull it. If you stand next to the block and press A while pressing stick toward the block, you can jump on top of it. Pay attention to what the action icon says. Yes, yes. Thank you, Nev. They give you a lot of time with that switch, huh? Not that I am complaining, mind you. I'm just, you know, making an observation. Alright, so yeah, so the thing with these blocks is if you're walking against it, it'll be like, do you want to climb? Whereas if you're standing next to it, it'll be like, do you want to grab? So, stand, grab, and then while you're holding anything, you press forward to push it. Or you can kind of avoid that situation happening by trying to pull instead, because you can both push and pull. but regardless. There's one of those withered Deku Babas. This one, however, was not withered. And of course, they're kind of just here to give you more sticks in case you don't have them. Because we have torches and fire. But this time we have 2 torches. Wow. Now what you can actually do is, to save your stick, you can put it away or bring out your sword to automatically put it away, which is nice. I got. Turn around just the right time. More sticks for this torch. And this thing. Navi, tell me about it. Goma larva. Look out when it gets ready to pounce. So yeah, this thing's a little bit weird. It honestly isn't much of a threat. And where did it come from? That's right, it was hanging on the ceiling. And we just couldn't really see the shadows of it. Which is probably a emulator thing, I was gonna say. But you do kind of get the things dropping from the ceiling effect. That's kind of hard to see with how, I guess, small it is compared to the resolution of the screen, which is fun. But yeah, it'll kind of drop down on you when you walk under it. And like I said, it's not much of an issue. You can just kind of attack it. Drop some nice stuff. By no means do you have to actually attack it. You can go through that room without killing everything. You don't have to kill everything. And we have this wall here that we actually can't do anything with. But it's there. Mental note. I do need another set of fire, though. Something I neglected to mention until now is the rolling that you can do is actually faster than just walking. Like, right, that's pretty slow, but then you do this, and it's like a bit faster. And so I'll probably be rolling quite a bit. The problem with rolling, though, is it's kind of hard to turn sometimes, but it's not too bad once you get used to it. Oh, we're back in the main, the main basement room where we dropped in the first time. And we got the block here to push down, which will give us a shortcut back up, which will be really nice. Oh, hurry, go, fight, win. There we go. So yeah, now that we've pushed the block down, it'll just permanently be there, so that when you fall back down to the basement, you have to go all the way around to get back in here. You can just climb with the block. Kill these guys. That one scared me. I would like to use these torches, but unfortunately they're a little bit too high off the ground. And so actually instead what you can do is come down here and use our fancy new block. That's the way you get up here. Ooh. I didn't look down at first. Kind of looks like it leads into nothing, but YOLO. Got some recovery hearts in the water here, and then more vines to climb back up if you need to. Oh, look at this. We have 3 scrubs in the same room. And we got a hint earlier that said 23 is number 1. So from left to right, 2, 3, 1. How did you know our secret? How irritating. It's so annoying that I'm gonna reveal the secret of Queen Goma to you. In order to administer the coup de grace to Queen Goma, strike with your sword while she's stunned. Oh, Queenie. Sorry about that. Imagine forgetting 23 is number 1. And then you're like, what do I do in this room? Why is it not working? Alright. I guess I'll pick up the recovery heart, just so it's not there anymore. But... oh, didn't mean to dive. I tried to roll. Obviously the boss is over here. What I like to do before I enter into a boss fight is actually look at the map and just check to see if I went to every room, if I got every chest. And it looks like we did, so... the room is super dark. And you can kind of see up there at the top of the screen. Parasitic armored arachnid Goma. Alright, Navi. Goma. It's one of the parasitic monsters inside the Deku Tree. Its eye is vulnerable when it's red. Yeah, so what you should do is shoot it with a Deku Seed, and then go in with your sword after you've stunned it, basically, because shooting in the eye when it's red is how you stun it. And then hitting with your sword after it's stunned does damage, which is what you want, obviously. We're actually going to use the Deku stick. And just like that, it's dead. Anyway, what I was trying to say is we were going to use the stick, because the stick, believe it or not, does more damage than your sword. This, not as powerful as this. And I'm not kidding, it's kind of funny, actually. It's very much worth your time to use the Deku stick, especially on the boss specifically. Because it'll just be over faster. If you use your sword, it'll take like a couple more hits, but at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. We didn't really get to see it attack at all, but it essentially just tries to like melee you, and when it's on the ceiling like that, it'll try to spawn the baby Goma larva things that we fought in that one room that kind of looked weird, but were super easy. So, additionally, there's also a bunch of patches of grass along the wall, which will drop stuff for you if you were like getting low on health or something. But we beat the boss, and it dropped a heart container. You got a heart container! Your maximum life energy is increased by 1 heart. Your life energy will be totally filled. So it's just a full heal, plus it adds 1 heart to your health bar, which is nice. Well done, Link. Thou hast verily demonstrated thy courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. Now I have yet more to tell ye. Wouldst thou listen? Yes. Now, listen carefully. A wicked man of the desert cast this dreadful curse upon me. This evil man ceaselessly uses his vile sorcerous powers in his search for the sacred realm that is connected to Hyrule. For it is in that sacred realm that one will find the divine relic, the Triforce, which contains the essence of the gods. Before time began, before spirits and life existed, 3 golden goddesses descended upon the chaos that was Hyrule. Din, the goddess of power. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom. Farore, or Forore, the goddess of courage. Din. With her strong flaming arms, she cultivated the land and created the Red Earth. Nehru poured her wisdom onto the earth and gave the spirit of law to the world. Farore. With her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold the law. The 3 great goddesses, their labors completed, departed for the heavens, and golden sacred triangles remained at the point where the goddesses left the world. Since then, the sacred triangles have become the basis of our world's providence. And the resting place of the triangles has become the sacred realm. Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. Thou must never suffer that man, with his evil heart, to enter the sacred realm of legend. That evil man who cast the death curse upon me and sapped my power. Because of that curse, my end is nigh. Though your valiant efforts to break the curse were successful, I was doomed before you started. Yes, I will pass away soon, but do not grieve for me. I have been able to tell you of these important matters. This is Hyrule's final hope. Link, go now to Hyrule Castle. There, thou will surely meet the Princess of Destiny. Take this stone with you. The stone that man wanted so much that he cast the curse on me. You got the Kokiri's Emerald. This is the spiritual stone of the forest, now entrusted to you by the Great Deku Tree. The future depends upon thee, Link. Thou art courageous. Navi the Fairy, help Link to carry out my will. I entreat ye, Navi. Good. Bye. Let's go to Hyrule Castle, Link. Goodbye, rare Deku Tree.